Throw gang, we are joined by the biracial boss bitch, the princess of the pen, the memoir mommy. Lord forgive young me, but it's time to go back to the old me. Statements bald, but the butthole hairy. Always posting BTS except when she let the K-pop. Young me a young ma, you call her Stephanie. She in the streets like sesame. She diaspora, your ass poor bruh. She swat the pesticide because her streams are unfiltered. The publisher little brown, but the book making big green. No baloney, but this Meyer needs an Oscar. How she got you wieners acting. Comedian, podcaster, content creator, and author of the book I'm Laughing Because I'm Crying. Youngmi Mayer. Youngmi, how the hell are you?
I'm good. I'm great. That was a very intense intro. It's the first time that's happened to me.
Yeah.
You're normally introduced in a normal way.
This is your first time on Throwing Fits.
Yeah, it's my first time here. I think I'm introduced resentfully, I would say.
Really?
It's like, yeah.
That's normally where someone's like, well, here's young me.
Here's the filler guest of the week.
Even after you have this like smash memoir that is making waves across the book world.
Maybe it'll change now. Maybe people will be like, oh, I'm usually the guest that like they call like the day before because somebody important canceled.
Oh, you're just the warm body that fills the seat.
Yeah, so maybe I don't know. Maybe it'll change now. But
are you getting more respect as you do a full on book and comedy tour?
I don't know. Maybe. I don't know how to process that, right?
Well, look, you just got a non-resentful, very enthusiastic intro. Maybe that's how you measure it.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And Rodney Dangerfield got no respect either, and he's a legend.
He never got no respect.
No respect.
And never not.
Well, my wife, please.
We're so happy to have you. Truly.
I'm really happy to be here.
We are not resentful whatsoever. The first thing we do want to do just real quick is a little fit check.
Okay.
What did you wear to do Throwing Fits today?
Okay, so I have this one dress that I've been wearing throughout my entire tour that I told you. Every single picture on tour, every city, I'm wearing this dress. It's a Sandy Liang.
Shout out to Sandy Liang.
Neighborhood.
New mom.
Yeah.
Mhm.
She, has her store in the neighborhood. She's from the neighborhood. She grew up in this neighborhood. Chinatown legend. It's a floral dress. I would say it's like a baby doll head.
A little,
yeah.
yeah.
And then there's
coquette-y.
cutouts in the armpits and the stomach.
Oh, so it doesn't stink then, right? Because I would say,
doesn't,
how often
yeah.
do you wash it if you're wearing it on every tour stop?
I'm hand washing it in the hotel sinks, but then because there's holes in the armpit, right?
Ventilation,
It's like
baby.
performance. It's like a perfornance dress.
It's a performance dress.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For female comedians.
Do people
Exactly, for
comment like,
Asian
why the
comedians.
fuck is she only have one dress? And do you only have one dress?
I own maybe 3 outfits.
Okay.
Yeah, but that like people have noted that. My other friend we went to a sample sale and I bought something and it took me like 3 hours to buy one thing. And I was like, I don't like buying clothes. I don't have space in my closet. I have 3 outfits. And she was like, I did notice.
What else is in your closet?
Yeah, I was saying, how small is it?
What?
What is in your closet if you're not into buying clothes?
I don't know. Like I don't even know what's in there. It's just like towels, skeletons,
Generational trauma.
The good stuff.
dead bodies. Yeah, the good stuff. I don't know what's in there, but nothing important.
But why do you get rid of the pink tennis skirt? I feel like that's such your brand.
That's my other outfit.
Oh, okay.
It's one of the
That's my
3.
one. I have 3.
So what's the third one now?
They're a black tennis skirt
Okay.
and mesh shirts from Amazon that
Okay.
cost $10.
Yeah.
I have maybe 3 of them.
Right.
A pink tennis skirt, also from Amazon.
Sporty and broke.
Yeah, and then this dress. And I'm not even joking. You can go look through my Instagram. Every single time I'm wearing like those 3 things.
Did Sandy Lane give this you?
No, but
We're very pro free clothes. Okay.
But she gave me a huge like discount.
Shout out Sandy. That's very sweet
Yeah.
of her.
Yeah, Sandy
Yeah,
Lane,
she's
come on the pod.
amazing.
Stop ducking us.
A comedian of many words, but a few fits. That's
So you're wearing a
Exactly.
dress.
Exactly.
What about the coat that you came
Yeah,
in?
the beautiful coat.
The coat has it's embarrassing. I got that on consignment and it's not embarrassing. I don't know why I said that. I only got it because it's a wool coat and it was originally priced at $1,800.
Woo.
And it was on sale because like nobody wanted to buy it because it's a little funky. It was brand new. It was on sale for $150.
Wow.
So I was like,
Damn.
brand new.
Bargain
tag.
basement.
So I was just like, okay, it's a wool coat. So I'm going to buy it. So that's why it's a black coat. The brand says it's March 11, which I've never heard of. And then there's orange.
What's going to happen then?
Huh?
What's going to happen on March 11? Is it a warning?
I don't know.
Like,
Do you, like from this podcast?
no, I did.
Does
We
there
said
blow up?
the brand is March 11, like the date.
Yeah, like what's the date?
I don't know. It could be a warning.
It's 311.
Bob Marley's
Amber is the
birthday.
color
I'm
of your,
I don't know what March 11 is. We should look it up.
It's 311, the band.
Oh, 311.
Yeah. Or 311. Get called for info.
311. I don't
On
know.
the coat.
Yeah. Who knows? We should look it up.
Sorry, this is
later.
a terrible tangent that I started. My apologies. Let's move on.
Yeah, please.
Yes, I'm wearing that coat. So and then the dress, and I have these shoes also, like literally my only pair of shoes. They're from Carrel, I think it's called.
Okay.
Carrel. It's like a French
Like
company.
Steve, as in Steve?
It's Steve Carell's shoe company.
I only wear comedian brands.
I only
Steve
wear-
Carell for her.
Yeah. Steve. Do you don't know this, but like in Nordstrom Rack, they sell this underwear brand called Steve.
That's terrible.
For her?
Yeah, it's women's,
Is
and
it good
all my
is it good
underwear
shit?
is Steve.
Is it like sexy
No, it's
shit or
horrible.
is
It's
it
just like granny panties and like industrial strength bras.
It's horrible. Because what does a guy
They're
named
like-
Steve know about women's undergarments?
I don't know, but they're amazing, and you can buy like 10 panties for like
Oh, wow.
$4.
Okay.
Steve.
It's also
Steve.
available on Amazon and Walmart. It's Steven E. Oh no, that's Steven even is men's underwear.
That's just Steve.
That's incredible.
Wow.
Industrial strength bras.
Yeah.
That are all
Madonna,
like $2.
Prince,
Yeah.
Steve.
Are you wearing Steve right now? That's part of the fit check. Bra and
I
panties.
think so, probably. It's all
Okay.
my underwear. Steve.
All right.
Do you say that every time you pull out a pair of undies from the drawer?
Every time I see it,
It's brand recognition.
Steve. Steve
Get
got
ready.
my back.
Get ready with me and
My big
Steve.
back. Yeah. And then it was really funny because the other day I like bend over and one of my friends was like, "Oh my god, Steve! I wear Steve
Wow.
too."
Wow.
Never heard it.
It's a
I think
secret.
this is a first for throwing fits. Is Steve
Yeah.
Steve undies?
Beautiful.
What about the
That's so
earmuffs and
funny.
scarf? And
Okay.
what are those pink things? Are those gloves?
Yes, all of those are
accessories?
accessories. They're called accessories. Have you heard of fashion? So the earmuffs are like fur, and then the scarf is like cashmere. And I think what I do is like I look for really cheap versions of that online, like because like that kind of stuff is expensive.
Sort
So-
low to high.
Huh?
You price sort low to high.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
if I look for cashmere, I get the cheapest. But that scarf I got for $25, 100% cashmere at that vintage like thrift store on First Avenue and like 12th Street.
Oh, the huge one.
It's like a famous one that's like originates in Brooklyn, but I forgot what it's called.
Yes.
So if you're listening, people will know. But they have $25 cashmere scarves there.
What about the earmuffs? Where do you get those?
Probably online. But
Okay.
they're probably like, yeah.
And the hot pink gloves?
It's
Look-
literally like Amazon.
Okay.
Like, yeah. Sorry.
What about the tights?
Don't apologize
And
to
the
us. We
bag.
don't care.
Yeah.
Oh, the bag I got in Tokyo. It's like
Ooh.
this vintage 2005 or 2002 Fendi.
Fendi.
And I love it because it looks so fake, but it's real.
It really does.
It's like from that like Juicy Couture era.
Yeah.
And once I was like walking, because I live in Chinatown, and these people like got out of a car and they're like, "Oh my god, where'd you get your purse?" And I was like, "What?" And they're like, "On what corner of Canal?"
Oh, yeah. Wow.
And I was like, Canal and Broadway.
Sure.
Like I was like trying to help them.
It's called
but
Harajuku, bitch.
yeah,
Yeah.
it does look very fake, right?
It does, yeah.
In that.
It kind of looks
Oh my
like
God. Yeah. It's like shiny too. I didn't even notice.
It looks like a bit of a fashion school project.
Mhm.
Yeah. But it's
Sequins.
just 2005. That was the look back then.
That was
What a
the look
year.
back then.
Yucky.
What a
Yeah.
time.
Mhm.
Yeah.
What about, what are you
Gaudy.
sipping on?
Celsius, lemon lime because I needed some energy.
And what's the vape? What are we vaping on?
Next, clear
No, so that's no flavor.
because I think this is the only legal one now.
What?
No.
Yeah, because
That-
you can't have flavored ones
Oh, because of the children.
because of the children.
How much
Right, yeah.
nicotine's in it?
Clear.
Have you seen the
5%.
nicotine-free vapes? That's fucking ridiculous.
They have one that's a caffeine,
Yeah. It's like energy or whatever.
and I tried it and I felt like I was gonna get a heart attack. So I was just like hitting it like all day
Oh
long.
yeah. You were mainlining Celsius right into your fucking aorta.
There we
Yeah.
go.
There it is.
Don't
Oh,
set off
that's
the
very
fire. Don't set
cool.
off the fire alarm in the in the airplane.
Yeah. I was vaping in the airplane bathroom and it set off the fire alarm.
Why don't you just do what other people do and just vape through like your shirt like that?
Well,
I guess
I
because you're wearing
didn't
the dress
know.
and it has holes in the armpits.
Yeah, it would come up my arm.
Lady,
I
your
didn't
armpits
know.
are smoking.
So I didn't know there's a smoke alarm in the bathroom that's set off by vapes.
It's a federal crime to tamper
Yeah.
with it.
Because I thought
You're on a watch
vapor-
list now.
I thought it was water vapor. I didn't know it was smoke, but it set it off in case anyone was wondering. But then the flight attendant was like, "Were you smoking?" And I was like, "No." And then she just like left me alone. And I was like, "Damn, she's gonna kick me out," because it was before the airplane left.
Oh, I was gonna say kick you out midair. Jesus.
No, it was before it took off. I was like, I ran to the bathroom and she probably clocked it. She was like,
Yeah. Vapor, 12 o'clock.
Yeah, I mean, look
We
at
weren't
her.
smoking, you were vaping.
Yeah.
I was vaping.
I've seen her travel before. She only has one outfit. Her bag is so fake. Like, let her fucking vape, dude. She's got bigger
She's got
problems.
a fake bag.
Yeah.
She pulled the vape out of her Steve. All right, fit check, drink check complete. Let's get into the meat and potato of the only podcast that matters. Youngmi, you just dropped a book. I'm laughing because I'm crying. It's a memoir. What is it about?
So it's about obviously my life because it's a memoir, but it's like based on this concept. So the phrase that I based it on is from this very old stand-up jokes, probably like one of my first stand-up jokes back in like 2018 when I started. And the joke was based on the fact that when I was a kid and my mom would beat my ass and I would cry, she would start telling me jokes, I would laugh. And then if I cry, when I was like crying and laughing at the same time, she would say, do you know what happens when you laugh and cry at the same time? Hair grows out of your butthole, which is, I always thought
Science.
Yeah.
Korean science. I always thought my mom was weird. I was
Eastern
like,
medicine.
why did my mom like make up that weird phrase to like traumatize? Because when I was a little kid, I was traumatized. Like I thought hair was going to grow out of my butthole like a ponytail. Right? And then I was like, my mom is so weird. Why would she like say that? But then I started saying the joke on stage and people in the audience were like, Korean people were like, oh no, like all our parents said that to us too. It's like just a popular Korean
It's like an
phrase.
idiom in Korea.
Yeah. So then my stand-up joke was like, oh, how did the Koreans figure this out? Basically, it was a joke. And then at the end of the joke, I'm like, I'm just kidding. It's not the crying and laughing. It's because I'm half white. But that's why my butthole's hairy. But so I was like thinking about that concept of this, like, you know, I think Koreans, there's a stereotype that we're very like extreme people. It's like we're like angry or does anyone know this? Because I feel like now that I'm like,
No.
okay. It's
I didn't know. I didn't know about the anger.
I didn't know about the butthole thing either, to be honest.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's news to me.
So then I was like, basically, so the book, I was like, what if that was like the theme of the book? I took these like two ideas of these two extremes that have to exist at the same time. So the book is based on that premise. And it's like this old Korean cultural idea based on in Korea called Togyo, which is Taoism. And it's like the yin yang, you know, it's like these two things have to exist at the same time. And so I was like, what if I like use that in relation to my life? Because also I'm biracial. So it's like white and Korean. And so I like split the book up into two parts, basically.
Why would your mom, while beating your ass, first of all, what would she beat you with?
Yeah.
Did she have a favorite instrument? Or?
All sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
What's her go-to?
She there's just like a classic like wooden spoon. One time she pulled over and just ripped some twigs off a tree.
Whoa,
that
wow.
was pretty epic.
So she got out of the car and came back into the garden.
I just have this memory of her like just like ripping stuff off the tree. Like it's
just hitting you with a bird's nest. And then why would she start?
Yeah.
Why would she start telling jokes while beating your ass and you're crying? Was it to make her feel better that because you were crying?
I think it's like, well, I think it's a common thing among people who beat their children where it's like then they start crying too hard and you're like gotta stop it.
Yep.
Now you're this is too much now.
Yeah.
And so
I've
they
gone
like
too far.
Yeah. So they try to like make you stop by
alleviate their own guilt.
Yeah.
Was there anything in the book, like an anecdote or chapter that you like that made you the most nervous about putting out there?
I guess like the stuff that's like later in my childhood, like the trauma that I experienced from my parents, because you know, like the stuff when I'm younger, my mom's like beating my ass. That's kind of funny. Like it's like, you know, but
it was a different time.
You were a bad kid. What was she supposed to do?
I was bad. But that kind of stuff made me nervous. But then also, I guess I saw it as a challenge because I think, you know, obviously this idea that like traumatic stuff is funny isn't like a Korean thing or my thing. That's like most comedians have said that. Like the depressing, fucked up shit is what's really funny.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of comedians understand that and they go dive into those parts of their lives to find the funny shit.
Comedy is tragedy plus time.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
why 9/11 is funny now.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
It was funny the day it happened. In my
on 9/12?
Just kidding. JK. So I think as a comedian, it's not like necessarily it's scary, but then it's also like a fun like that's like the thing I enjoy.
Yeah.
It's like trying to make this funny, you know?
Did you decide at the outset, you're like, I'm just going to fucking put it all out there? Or did you kind of like, as the process of writing? Because it's your first book.
Yeah.
So I don't know, like if your process evolved, we're like, oh, actually, I should dig deeper. I should, dive further into this. I should put it all out there as you slowly put words to paper.
No, I think I've always been this level of open because I had a podcast for a few years called Feeling Asian about like Asian mental health issues specifically. So all of the really hard stuff I actually talked about already on the podcast.
Okay, so it's already
Got
there.
out of your system.
Yeah, it's already out there. And so I think the level of like openness was already set for me. Like there was nothing even that was like, there's nothing new in the book that I didn't talk about in the podcast.
Because you are an open book.
Yeah.
Well, it's a different medium, right? So it's like you can listening to a podcast is different than reading a book.
Yes, it's
Both
very
to the
different.
consumer and to the creator.
Yeah, it feels way more like intimate. I think a book feels intimate because it's like, like just writing.
Especially a memoir.
Yeah, in nature is a little poetic and it's so isolating and quiet, I think. So it feels different than a podcast where it's just like me being like, my mom beat my ass.
We're just
like,
riffing.
That's like funny.
Yeah.
Yeah,
My mom, she beat my ass. I'm a 1920s gangster. I don't know why I said it in that accent. I started reading last night and I was not able to put it down until we started had to podcast and also talk to our accountant about our terrible spending habits all day today. But in the book, you credit the confidence that you have to being raised in Asian, Korean, Saipan, right?
Mhm.
Which is outside of, so you're raised outside of the American system where Asians are wired to be inferior to white people, which is facts, people. Is it possible though for Asian people raised in America to not feel inherently inferior to whitey?
Yeah, I think so. I think there's like definitely very large Asian communities here where they don't feel inferior. And also it's like case by case, like it's an individual thing. Like your parents might just be really good at making sure you understand that that's not the case. But I think what ends up happening a lot of times is that not just Asian people, but like immigrant parents that are not white or even white immigrant parents come here and they feel like they have to struggle or they have this mentality that they are like they're kind of like second class citizens. And I'm saying like even my friends have immigrant parents that are like white people, like Ukrainian, right? Like they have this feeling like, oh, I have to like prove myself. And that just unfortunately gets like handed down to their kids. And so I think that's more of the issue, not actually the race. It's like the immigrant parent sort of feeling. But I have a lot of friends that are like Asian Americans that have been here 5th, 6th generation. And so they don't even have that. They're just like Californians. Do you know what I mean? So it's like,
is it further complicated when you're biracial, where it's like I'm too white for the Asians and too Asian for the whites?
Yeah, I think it's a whole different thing. And I'm like, I feel like that's probably one of the realizations I had writing the book because I really went into that, where I was like, this is a completely different thing than like an Asian American being biracial. And also it's interesting because when I was a kid, I grew up in Korea and I never felt inferior because I was Asian, but I felt inferior because I was half white because they would pick on me for that. So it was almost like that was what I was embarrassed about.
What do white people get picked on in Korea? Like, are white people considered smelly?
Yes, it's so specific. And it's stuff that like white people have never heard. But I made like a TikTok about this and it went kind of viral, I think. Because I was like, oh, when I was a kid, this Korean kid was like, oh, like 왜 like 백인들은 잘난 척할 때 입 열어? Like or something. She said, why do white people always open their mouths when they show off?
That's so specific.
And it meant like, and then I made this TikTok about this video about all these like white kids, like frat kids dancing, sorority girls, and they were like, like that when they're doing a cool move.
That's like when you take a photo, someone's like, why does it look like I can just put a quarter in Lawrence's mouth?
While I am sitting my white ass down and listening right now, that's to just basically make myself look skinnier, but thank you. That's a different complex, by the way. It's body dysmorphia, but thank you.
But like this kid said that to me and I was just like, okay, clock, that's embarrassing. Like, never open my mouth again. But then it's like stuff like that. Korean people will like take note of things like that white people do just by like, because even when I was growing up in the 80s and 90s, they didn't have a lot of experience with white. There was like nobody in Korea except Koreans basically. So the little experience they had, they would just be like, why do they all do that? Why do they all do that? You know, and that became like the funny stereotypes. Like, you know,
Why don't they wash their legs?
Yeah.
yeah,
Seriously though.
they probably,
Lawrence, your response.
I wash my legs because I learned about it on this
The
podcast.
exception makes the rule.
Mhm.
Well, the book does. It starts off, especially in the beginning, with like, you know, kind of like how past generations have made you who you are, and have, you know, the traumas and terrible things that they face, like all resulted in your experience. As you explore your own generational trauma, do you look at your kid and you're like, oh fuck, I've already fucked him up so badly, or is he like, do you think you can break the cycle, or is it something he just has to deal with?
I think with having kids, I think a lot of people are scared of that. Like, oh, I'm going to fuck my kid up in the way that I was fucked up with my parents. But I think the thing is that because everybody's so aware of that, I can't speak for everyone, but I probably overcorrected in this very specific way. And so fucked him up in a way that's invisible to me, you know, like whatever
The
way
good
I
kind.
yeah.
It's a time bomb.
So you could sleep at night.
Yeah, but I'm sure like he will tell me as an adult, but like I can't see it because
Right.
if I could see it, then I wouldn't do it. Do
Can
you
you
know
guess what it might be?
I feel like I am probably too loose as a parent, which is, it sounds like I'm like trying to make myself positive, but I think a lot of kids need structure, or they need you to like set stuff for them. And so me being too loose is like me not doing the job of a parent, kind of, you know, like I don't have like a set dinner time. And I think children need structure, and that's what parents are there for. And so I could see him being like, hey, it kind of sucked that.
Damn, he's gonna grow up and
Yeah.
be so mature and set his own boundaries.
I was
because
hungry.
mom never did.
I was hungry
Hopefully.
at 6.
Yeah.
Is there anything you look at and you're like, are you like jealous of your kid at all for the way that he's being raised in America versus how you were raised in Korea?
I think one thing that I'm very careful of, because I think I didn't receive it as a kid, is like when he has emotions, I like listen intently and give room for them. And so like if he cries, I'll just like listen and be like, I fucked up, I'm sorry.
Versus
And,
like what happened when you were a kid?
I just get my ass beat.
Okay.
If I was just like, Mom,
Your
you made
asshole
me
got
sad.
your asshole
And
got
they're
hairier.
Yeah,
Your
yeah,
butthole
yeah.
got hairy, excuse me.
Yeah. So it's like, I guess just sometimes I'm like, I will fuck up and then I'll apologize, and then he will like cry, and then we'll bond. And I'm like, man, like that's all it took, you know? Like my parents could have done that. Like I feel that kind of.
We think. We don't know yet.
Yeah.
He's gonna come in 10 years and be like, Mom, man, why'd you fucking bond with me, bro?
Yeah.
So why'd you beat my ass?
Why didn't you beat me? Yeah, why didn't you beat
Yeah.
my ass?
I needed that.
I know. He appears in the book a bunch, right?
Not a lot. I think at the end.
Okay.
Yeah.
But as a first-time writer
Mhm.
writing this book, and this is actually a question, guest question from the mutual homie, Mary H.K. Choi.
Oh, okay.
She asks, or wants me to ask, as a first-time writer, what about the book publishing industry struck you as really weird?
You know, I like feel bad because I had a really positive experience. It's so bad. I like don't want to talk about it because it's so embarrassing. It's like an
it was good?
embarrassment of good luck.
Right.
Yeah. Like I had no weird bad experiences whatsoever.
Is that
Nothing
you being
weird.
Korean that you don't want to like?
No, I'm
talk
being
about how
very
good it was?
honest. I would say if somebody sucked or somebody,
Right.
you know, because I love talking shit.
Or someone tried to exploit you or whatever.
Yeah, but it was just lovely. And it was just like every step of the way. And that part is embarrassing because like my friends who are writers are like, oh, like they were like, oh, it's going to take you years to get somebody to pay attention to you and you're never going to sell it. And don't worry, it doesn't mean it's bad and you're going to get rejected. And it was literally like, I had found an agent and I was like, I wrote the proposal. Then we sent it in. Somebody wanted to buy it right away. It was like it took like a week top. So I was like, okay,
Cool.
Do your
That's
writer
cool.
friends resent you?
huh?
Do your writer friends resent you for how easy
Well,
you had it?
I don't talk about it. So
Okay,
well,
they
yeah, now they're gonna know.
Mary's gonna hear this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good
yeah,
for
I
you.
felt bad.
Good for you.
Why
I guess I'm talented.
Why should you feel bad though?
No, I mean, I think I didn't realize that I felt bad or whatever, that it was weird that I
Okay.
went through this experience until I think when I sold the book after 3 days or whatever, I had dinner with one of my friends who had a mutual friend of ours that was a writer. And she was talking about, oh, you know, like she just never got a call back for a year from her agent. And she just gave up after 3 years.
Damn.
And I was just like, oh, and then my friend was like, yeah, like that's like, I feel bad because I was talking to her about it. And, you know, I know for you it took like 14 hours, 3 seconds.
Yeah.
It's just getting shorter and shorter.
Immediately.
And when she said that, I was like, oh, I like now I'm realizing that this is abnormal.
Right.
You know, I didn't realize until then that was abnormal.
Is it because you're just so good?
I'm
like,
just so
What do you think?
smart.
What
I'm
do you,
smarter than I'm just kidding.
what do you actually think is like the reasoning behind it? Was it that your story was something that like people needed to hear at that time, you think? Or
I think in all honesty, why I think it was such a quick process was that I lucked out that my editor was a fan of my podcast and she had been listening for years. So, and she like went to bat for me at her company. And I think she was like, I think at that time she just got hired because they were looking for specifically like Asian stories. And
How does that make you feel?
Huh?
How does that make you feel?
I don't. That's fine. I don't care.
right here, Asian story, right here.
I got one like
Yep.
that.
Got a couple.
But then also, I think partially it's like that. She was really gunning for me.
Yeah.
And then also partially, I do think that just from the feedback that I've heard, my writing style is very like ADHD, like compact and fast and easy to read. And I think because even when I first sent it to my agent, her assistant was the one that read it. And she was like, this is amazing. Like, because it's like, I can pay attention to it. And it's like not, it doesn't feel like death trying to read. You know,
Calling
it's
your
like,
great grandfather a man with subby vibes was when I knew I was in for a good ride.
Yeah. Like, I think I write like, because I have like a short attention span. And I think my writing history is from stand up where it's like, I want things to be punchy all the time. Like, I don't have time. Like, so I think maybe that had something to do with
Just
it.
taking advantage of generational ADHD.
Yeah. What about
Right?
besides the podcast? Do you think that having a pretty solid social following helped as well?
I
We're
think
like, oh,
so,
she's already
yeah.
got 500,000 TikTok followers. Like, we got to get big on
For
book
sure.
talk.
100%.
Really?
I think I always would give people advice. Like if you want to do anything with your career, like if you want to be a writer, sell a book, just, I know this sounds so ridiculous. Juice up your TikTok following. That's all you need. That's all people look at now.
Right.
Literally.
Not IG?
I think, well,
Is
and
publishing
IG.
specifically?
And also I'll give one other advice for social media. Yes, IG, yes. They look at the, what's it called? Well, engagement. Not necessarily the numbers.
Right,
The engagement.
Are
is
there
huge.
people in the comments that will buy this shit?
Yep.
But
Yeah,
book
yeah.
talk is such a thing that I'm sure the publishers are like, okay, we got to get on there.
Yeah. But that,
Churn out a number one.
yeah, because book talk, I like looked this up. Did you know that the most sold book
The Bible.
of last year, the Bible, no, like the most sold like newish book only like sold a bajillion copies because it went viral on book talk.
Book talk is super powerful.
Isn't that so nuts?
Are
And
you explicitly trying to go crazy on book talk?
I don't even know because I have no idea what book talk is. And also I try to like engage with it and it's all like weird Greek fantasy stuff. And I'm like, well, this isn't,
No.
I don't know. I don't know how to do it. I would.
Right,
If I
if you could.
But yeah.
Well, you've been on a book tour. Have you
Mhm.
been on your rock star shit and you're like trashing hotel rooms and fucking groupies?
No.
No? Would you have been if you had written a book like 20 years ago?
Huh? I have no, I have not, but I have had some nice dinners with friends
Okay.
and some nice bottles of wine. Yeah.
So you're keeping it responsible.
Yeah.
You're not exploiting the publisher's expense account or anything.
No, I don't think they have that kind of money anymore. They gave me a little bit of money, but it
That's not
wasn't-
bad.
Yeah.
Okay. For the wine,
Right.
For the wine.
to spend responsibly and to drink responsibly.
Exactly.
But you're not like trying to go hard in the paint because like you never know if it could be your last book tour.
Yeah.
Do you want to write a second book?
Yeah, I would. I actually enjoy it. And I have like a bunch of ideas for other stuff.
Would it be like, I guess if you write a memoir, you got to like wait till you
Yeah.
like live some more to like write about it, right?
Maybe you should start abusing your own son.
Well, there's no, yeah, this is for my book. No,
It's research.
well, there's like all these other things that I didn't really touch on in the book that I was like, this could almost be its own book. Like, I mean, I know you haven't really read it, all of it yet, but there's like I have a lot of like restaurant drama stuff that I think will be.
We're gonna get into it.
Yeah, and these are like the more popular stories that I tell at like dinner parties. You know,
Mhm.
and I'm
Is that how
just-
you know something's good? Is like you tell a story at dinner and people are like hang on to every word.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I gotta fucking put this in the book.
That's how I think. Yeah, I think a lot of stand-up comedians do that, and it's annoying. Like they test out.
Oh, like doing
heard
bits at the
this.
meal.
Yeah, I've heard this that they'll try out bits at parties and
Oh, that's
stuff.
terrible.
I don't try out bits, but I'll like take note if I tell a story and people start laughing a lot, then I'll be like, oh, maybe I should like turn that into something.
Mm.
Is that
Yeah.
a mental note, or do you like have a note in your phone?
Like a mental note.
Okay.
Like, yeah. But I would never write out a bit and
Like,
then
hold on
try
one second. You're
that
like, oh
bit.
my god, this fucking crushed.
This is fucking
What the
crushing. I have
fuck?
thought that.
Send
in
yourself
my
a voice
head.
note.
Yeah.
I want to talk about something funny, hilarious actually. The assassination of the United Healthcare CEO. Where does Luigi Mangioni, the assassin who killed him, rank on your list of all-time white boys?
Pretty high. Just for what he did. Good job. That's like
Bravo.
that's the job of a white boy, you know?
Grazie.
You gotta take your privilege and use it for something good.
Mm.
Like, you know, taking down the system that you're benefiting a lot from.
Mhm.
You know, like
That's a
what you
responsible
do.
thing to do.
That's what
Yeah.
you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
as a white
He put
guy.
that burden on his broken back.
Yeah.
That's sad.
It is sad.
Why you
He couldn't have sex because of his back.
Yeah, that's
That's sad.
yep.
You don't
I'm
think you could have
sure-
found a woman that could have
Incel.
done all the work?
Oh, there would have been many women that would have been more than happy to do all the work.
You made the national news for being real horny for him
Mm.
before they even revealed his face.
Yeah.
I know.
How'd
I
you
was
find out?
early.
How'd you find out?
I think I made the news because I was so early because I was like thirsting when I saw nothing but the top.
Just the eyebrows?
Yeah, just like not even the eyebrows. It was just like the
Hands, you said, right? His
hands and then the under eye bags.
Honestly,
and I knew.
he had some big
I-
dick unibrow.
Okay, so I have this theory that you can tell if a man has a big dick because there's like a weight right here. There's this just ever so slightly looks like
down
Like his
the
balls
muscle,
are-
his eyelids.
the muscles right under their eyes are connected to the fucking balls and dick for some reason. And I can tell just by how heavy this part of the face is. And I saw that. That's the only part I could see. But I was honestly just kind of joking because I was like, obviously I didn't know that he was going to actually be hot. I was just like, oh, this, I can see, I have a crush on this person who I don't know what he looks like. But then he did turn out to be very hot.
Right.
But are you still, when the mystery was revealed,
Right.
did that kind of puncture the balloon?
Yeah, 100%. Actually, I feel like when I saw his full face, I was like, ew. No,
The
Really?
idea of him was that's what it was about. The idea of him and what he did.
yeah. It was
Taking
only
action.
sexy when I could see just the under eye
Just his
muscle.
Dick weighing down his fucking eyelids.
That was it.
Big dick eye bags.
And even, you know, the first face reveal, he was so handsome in that picture. I was like, I don't know about this. I don't know about all this.
Mm.
So if a
Yeah.
guy looks like a fucking bloodhound with just like this, you're like, oh, hell yeah.
That guy's a
Yeah.
dog.
What's
In a
that
sack.
guy, the tiny violin guy with that actor that he had the tiny violin line? He looks like he's in that meme, like, hello, fellow kids.
Oh, Steve Buscemi.
Steve Buscemi?
Like
Yeah.
that-
You think Steve Buscemi's a giant
those
cock?
eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah. That muscle is doing a lot.
I love how you know Buscemi from two separate memes, apparently, and not as one of the most celebrated character actors of.
No, the tiny violin, the scene in the movie. I
yeah,
know
okay.
that movie. I
Okay.
just forgot what it was called.
Gotcha.
Steve
Dogs or
Buscemi.
something.
Reservoir Dogs?
Reservoir
Who else is on the list of goated white boys?
Wow, putting me on the spot.
We putting up there with Luigi.
Luigi's probably pretty high. I would say top 5.
But
white
Italian
guy.
American's white.
Yeah, Italian's white confirmed.
I don't know now.
Italian X.
Yeah, they earned their
No, I
spot.
don't know.
Yeah,
they
we'll
earned their spot.
Wow.
Who's a great white guy? God, I don't know. I feel like I had a list somewhere and I
Who
lost
are-
it.
well, we
name
have-
name some good ones and
Yeah.
I'll say yes or no.
Well, we actually have a list of just the goats of 2024. Not that there's many white guys on here. Girthmaster is the first goat of 2024.
Spoiler alert.
Is white.
Girthmaster.
Hunter Biden.
Ooh, Hunter Biden.
Yeah, I'm okay with Hunter Biden. I don't know.
That kind of proves he had a nice dick, and he kind of had, some, that might have been from the drugs, but
from
he
the
had some,
from the seeing it from the crack. I don't know.
yeah,
Yeah.
some under eye bags.
I mean, I have to say that it's pretty amazing that Luigi. I'm okay with Luigi because he said all that weird shit about Japan. Did you see that? He said
Oh, yeah, he
straight
had a
up
lot of
racist
opinions.
shit,
NPC-ville.
anti-Asian racist shit.
What else did he? Well, he's a weird white boy. Of course,
Of course.
he's weird Asian
Why?
thoughts. But he was the one white guy in the Asian friend group. You
Yeah.
see that?
Yeah, he has big bad energy, I have to say. They're
Do
so
we
chaotic.
Are we suspicious of those guys? The one white guy and the Asian crew?
Well, here's the thing. I think Luigi really like shows what that guy is because he's chill, he's cool, seems fucking amazing. But then he has ideas about Japan, and then you're like, oh man, like Taeyeon.
Oh, he wants to ban pocket pussies. What the hell, dude?
Yeah, I'm like, oh god, Luigi, relax, okay?
Yeah.
The soju like gets to his head and then ruins the vibe.
What do white people in Korea act like? Because I think
The worst.
Yeah.
Well, it's
What are
like
they
white
doing?
people in Japan, I guess.
Is it a 1-for-1 kind of comp though of horribleness?
Well, I think in Japan they're worse because like Japanese people worship them so much, and Koreans do too, but not to the extent. Because Koreans will like cut it off if you like take it too far, but Japanese people will be like, fine, forever. That's
Jesus.
racist. That's a stereotype. But I'm just saying like, they like Asian culture is like really kind to white people, you know, white foreigners. I think East Asian culture, a lot of like Korean and Japanese people. So they get really like pompous, you know, and arrogant. There's a phrase for it in Japan. They call it like white people abroad syndrome.
They get gassed up too much.
Yeah.
They fly too close to the sun.
Yeah. They get too, because then they realize that they can get away with a lot. And
with the
then they
white,
get
just the white people.
the white people.
Yeah.
And then they get like, they take advantage of that and act in ways that they wouldn't necessarily act in America.
Sure.
If
Or
you,
like
of course. If
whatever,
you ever want
Europe.
to dive down a fun little YouTube hole, just search white people getting knocked out at Thai bars, where like they get too like whatever privilege. They're like, oh, I'm the king of the highway, and they feel like they can
Yeah.
do whatever,
Mhm.
and then they cross whatever imaginary line. They probably crossed it a while ago, and then some Thai guy will just come up and fucking roundhouse Muay Thai his ass
Yeah.
into from Bangkok to Chiang Mai. It's
Yeah.
pretty awesome.
It's a
pretty
common,
awesome.
yeah, it's like a phenomenon because it's like, oh, a lot of Asian cultures, you know, there is like, you know, it's like the combination of the culture being kind of polite and then white supremacy, obviously. And then they're like, oh yeah, white guys. you're
Deadly
so great.
combination.
Yeah. And then they take it too far. They don't reciprocate the respect, you know.
There's a great moment where there was a streamer, an American streamer, I think American. Do you see this? Was in Korea, and he was just acting a fool, and being an asshole,
Yeah.
and like calling and being like, "Yo, fuck Korea! Like, I can do whatever I
Oh,
want."
and he got like punched.
He got punched
He got beat up.
by some like young brolic Korean dude from the army that was like, "Yo, I'm protecting Korea's national pride."
So I don't know this much about that story, but he's a famous YouTuber. So the Koreans knew about him. The guy that got
The
punched.
streamer, yeah.
Yeah, and he's not white, he's black.
He's black.
And then he went to Japan and he was doing this whole series where he's like, I'm gonna fuck with Japanese people. And they were just like, stop. And then the second he came to Korea, they were just like, like, yeah. And so I
Beat his
think the
ass.
guy that
Fuck around and find out, I believe is what they say.
He got knocked out on camera
a bunch
on his
of
own
people
stream.
beat him up, but then the one guy
Is that a
was
hate crime?
another YouTuber, I think. The
The Korean guy.
I think he is
Well,
another
Everyone's
YouTuber.
a YouTuber now.
Yeah.
YouTuber on YouTuber crime?
Exactly. It's not
Honestly,
even about race anymore.
No.
But it was very satisfying to watch. Yeah.
Okay, good. Who are the worst white boys of all time?
The worst white boys of all
The woke
time.
whites.
George Washington.
Henry Kissinger?
Henry Kissinger.
Dick Cheney?
Dick Cheney.
Let her answer, white boy.
Yeah, Dick Cheney. Yeah, those are the worst. I think. But you know, this is the thing about worst white boys of all time. Even the white people have decided. They're like, ooh, Dick Cheney, boo. You know?
Oh.
It's like we all know who they are. Specifically to Asians, worst white boy of all time.
Yeah, Matthew Perry.
Stop. Why?
Not the French
What's-
actor, the guy that forced open the Japanese port in like 16, 17, 1800s or whatever.
Oh, okay.
That guy.
Yeah,
Fuck
that
Matthew
guy.
Perry.
That Matthew Perry.
Not the actor from Friends.
The
Yeah,
Last Samurai,
histo-
Tom Cruise.
Historically, or just this year?
Yeah.
I don't know. There's so many bad white guys.
Yeah.
Right?
Is Timothée Chalamet, is he on your GOAT white boys?
I don't know anything about him except like I don't know anything about his personality, and I'm kind of like, my theory is he doesn't have one.
No, he's
I've
really
never
into
heard
sports.
of
We
him.
found out.
I think he actually is like a fun-loving kook.
Oh, okay. I don't know anything about him for some reason.
He's like
except
a
for that
drama kid, but also a jock. People found out this week because he
Yeah.
loves sports,
look-
apparently.
Interesting.
Yeah.
He is a New Yorker.
I don't get
He's a New
sent
Yorker, yeah.
Timothy Chalamet information somehow. The internet doesn't. I don't know. Send it to me.
Do you have white fans? And is that weird?
Yes.
Is it, how do you like? Is that
Well,
weird?
Yeah, no, it's not weird
Okay.
because
They buy tickets.
yeah, no, I don't think it's weird because I also like the jokes that I make. I feel like, a lot of my white friends make the same jokes too. Like when I make like white people jokes, it's like, it's not all white people. I'm talking about this specific kind of white people. It's like how the Karen joke is like so popular among everybody, but it's like specifies
Unless you're Karen.
a white woman, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like white people love those jokes, a little misogynistic, but
Yeah.
we understand what it means, like that kind of person, that
Yeah.
kind of white person. We all have experienced them and we all hate them. And so, you know what I mean? It's like no one.
But so are the white fans like, oh, that's not me. I'm
Yeah,
not the type
yeah.
of white person she's talking about, but like,
Yeah, I think most people get that. It's like I'm talking about a very specific type of person. Even in that movie, didn't that like movie come out the other month where they made fun of the white guy with Japanese wife that he like does this accent whenever he talks to her. He's like, "We eat a lunch today."
Licorice pizza?
Yeah. Like that.
Yeah.
That was a big
People were mad about that. But Paul Thomas Anderson, the director, was saying he was trying to keep it historically accurate because it takes place in whatever the fucking 70s or something.
Well, I mean, that's like a joke. I remember when people told me that was in the movie, and I was like, I've been making that joke for years. I think I made TikToks about that joke like 3 years before that movie came out.
Does
where I
PTA
was-
follow you?
Huh?
Does PTA follow
No,
you?
I was kind of like, did he take it? I'm just kidding. I mean, but he said he noticed because I think his dad's new wife is Japanese or something. That's what he
Oh, really?
or his wife's dad's new wife is Japanese.
Okay.
So he saw how he was talking to her. And I was like, yeah, I've been making TikToks about this for like 3 years where it's like all of a sudden, white people will put on a weird Asian accent when they're talking to Asian people. But it's like if
It's not
I
not-
make, yeah.
It's not true.
Yeah,
Right?
but it's not every white guy. It's
No, I would hope not.
some white guys who are married to Asian. I have a friend that's a white guy married to an Asian wife, and every time he talks to her, he's like, "Chan, give me beer," and I'm like, "What are you? Why are you talking?" And then he'll
So
turn
he's a
around.
Pokemon?
He'll be like, bring me beer, and then he'll turn around and be like, "So how's your day?" And I was like, "Why do you talk to your wife like that? Like that's weird,
Because does it work?
Like a waifu.
Yeah.
like a waifu." Yeah, and then
Does
I'm
she
like,
ooh,
bring
woo.
him the beer? Does it work?
Yeah.
Oh,
And then
well,
she
there
doesn't
you go.
even seem to notice. But like if I made fun of like that's the kind of jokes that I have, right? I'll make fun of that and white people will see that and be like, oh, I know that kind of white person.
Yeah.
They suck. That's funny. They're not like, oh, I'm offended because I'm white. Like everyone understands that it's like a specific kind of person.
So they connect with you more on like your observations about like the weirdness and quirks of the whites that they're not versus
Yeah.
just like your Korean identity and heritage.
Exactly. Well, I mean, also, I think, even that joke that I was talking about earlier, the white people like open their mouths when they show off. It's like, I was just saying, oh, this Korean kid said that to me when I was younger. But then a bunch of white people were like, oh my God, that's so funny. Like that. Like, because it's funny. It's like funny that a Korean kid would notice that.
Yeah.
Right. It's not like no one's actually offended that they.
What do you say when people ask, and this is what we biracials get all the time. What do you say when people ask, what are you?
Ooh.
Actually, I don't get that a lot in America because
Really?
people just assume that I'm Asian. They don't even think I'm mixed. They just think I'm like Korean.
Do Asians say it to you?
In Korea they do because they
Okay.
don't think I'm Korean. It's
Oh, right.
nobody thinks I'm what they are.
What
But
do you have a response?
They've rejected you.
yeah, they were. Well, in Korea, I just say that I'm like half Korean because usually what happens is I'll start talking to a Korean person. They're like, "Oh, your Korean's really good," because they just assumed I was foreign. And then I'll be like, "Oh, I'm like half Korean," and they're like, "Oh, okay, I get it," like that. And then in the States, like nobody thinks I'm mixed. Like a bunch of my friends, I'll like be talking about my dad, and I'm like, "Well, because he's white," and they're like, "What?" So that's like. Yeah. But I know a lot of like biracial people get the like, what are you?
Yeah.
Do you get that?
Yeah.
Okay. What's your answer?
I just say half Japanese, half white.
Is that true?
It's
I'm just
easier.
kidding.
Yeah.
I'm actually Mexican.
I'm Filipino. I get a lot of, are you Filipino? And that's a compliment.
Swagapino.
Swagged out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you say when people ask, how are you?
I am usually honest, which is probably
Too
just
honest.
destroys the vibe every time.
I need a fucking Celsius. And
How
a
about
vape.
Ellis? How are you?
I'm okay.
That's not bad. See, let's go with that. That's
Yeah.
a good. Let's go with that.
I'm
Yeah,
okay.
moving forward. Yeah. All right.
What about like, okay, what about the relatively recent influx of Korean pop culture and aesthetics that's making huge inroads into American with American youth and American pop culture. Like, do you fuck with that?
I'm happy about it because I feel like it's great for Koreans overall. Like, I'm really excited that whenever I go to like a smaller US city, there's a Korean restaurant there now that's like a luxe Korean, you know, like where they'll have like tasty Korean food and it's not just like some scary diner looking place. And that's great, you know? And it's amazing that they have all these Korean products at Trader Joe's now. Like it's actually positively affected my life. But I have to be really honest. I hate every Korean pop cultural export.
Whoa,
except
all of
movies.
them?
The movies are fine. The music, boo.
Yeah.
Really?
I'm like always afraid of saying how much I hate K-pop. I think it's so vapid and empty. It sounds tinny. It's just a sound thing. It just doesn't sound like real music. It's so overly produced that it's hard for me to enjoy it, you know? That's my only like.
What about also like with skincare? I mean, because you're fairly critical of, you have thoughts on Korean culture and like the superficiality of it and how it's just like literally surface level, especially with like aesthetics and skincare. And now that is like the dominant force in, or maybe not dominant force, but like definitely making huge steps, leaps and bounds in American culture. Like, are we going to be okay?
I'm okay with that. I feel like it's good. I know that there's like a weird pale skin obsession with Koreans, but I don't think somehow that has not really infiltrated American culture to the extent that I've like.
Well, we're already pale, so it's like how much paler can you get? You know.
But because like in Korea, like a lot of the products are focused on bleach or like, you know, not bleaching, but like making yourself paler.
Right.
But that has definitely not entered the American beauty market, which I think is because they're trying to sell to everybody and also because it's so like loaded. So that part of the Korean skincare has not really spread, luckily. And it's great to like be able to just get Korean skincare products everywhere again. Like, and because they are so much better.
But they're both rooted in the ability to like transcend class, right? Where it's like, oh, I'm so pale because I don't work. I'm not outside. And then Americans are like, I'm tan because I can like afford to go sit in the sun and do nothing.
Those are like the roots of like the ancient idea of like why it's better to be pale in Asia. But I think
What is it now?
but I think now it's more like a subconscious thing where like Asians are not thinking that way, you know, like where they're like, they just think it's, and also in Korea, there's a belief that healthier skin is like translucent. So what they're talking about when they say like hayan or like white skin is like the healthier your skin is, it gets almost like, you know, like you've heard glass skin, it gets like jelly, like translucent. And that's what they mean by like brightness. Which is lost in translation a lot. And white people are just like, oh, you mean like white? And they're like, no, like translucent, like like that.
Like a jellyfish.
Yeah, like a jellyfish, like a wet jellyfish.
Like a healthy jellyfish.
Yeah.
When you go to Korea, do you do any skincare shit?
Yes.
What do you get done?
I get a lot of laser facials, which are very well. So the thing about class, skincare in Korea is considered this thing that's just for everybody. It's not for. And then the
Socialized
history,
skincare.
The history of skincare in the West is it's only for rich people that can spend $10,000 and go to a spa in France, right? And like that's the root of skincare in the West versus Korea, where it's like everybody has to always do it, and so it's always been really affordable, and everybody buys products all the time. So the industries are massive, and they can afford to like charge you nothing for skincare. And so when I go to Korea, I get all these like procedures done, like lasers.
Just because it's so much cheaper.
So cheap because everyone goes every week.
Right.
So they don't have to charge you $300. They charge you like $20, you know, because every single person's in there doing it every single week. Everybody, every single person.
That's awesome. Should we go to Korea?
I was going to say like, not to be
really
like,
nice.
you know, superficial, but like I need to book my flight ASAP and get my shit fucking
You can get so much stuff. You can get a laser.
If we were to, so we almost became this close to going to Seoul for some work this fall. If we were to go there and let's say we had like a few days, what are we doing? What should we do?
Yeah.
Skincare wise?
No, everything.
Shopping, skincare, eating,
like,
drinking.
Gangnam style dance?
Yeah. Okay. So, I mean, when I lived in Korea, like when I moved, I was 20. So I know all the like super cheap places to get clothes like on the street, like near the universities. And they're like probably not the fanciest places, but you can get like so much cool stuff because they're all like really interesting, like funky things. And it's kind of just fun to see. If I were you, yeah, I would probably go to the skincare clinic and get all the procedures like the first day or so you can like recover while you're there.
I want a jellyfish ass.
Yeah. Get the whole menu.
I need to remove all the hair from my butthole.
Yeah, exactly. They know all about that there. But I would say like the eating and drinking is like so fucking nuts. It's so fun there, and it's just like
And it doesn't stop, right?
never stops,
Crazy.
never closes. Everything's always open.
Country after my own heart. I love that.
Yeah.
What do you think of back to K-pop? What do you think of? Do you know about this group? It's an American group, but it's K-pop style, and I think it's by Mr. Bang or whatever. The Hybe guy, it's Cat's Eye.
I've never heard of it.
So it is like the first foray. It is by the main guy that did like BTS, New Jeans.
Yeah.
I think his name is Mr. Bang or CEO Bang or something like that.
Mr. CEO Bang, Chairman Bang.
Chairman, I think his name is Chairman Bang. And he partnered up with Scooter Braun,
No.
and they did like a kind of reality show style. The users vote, or viewers vote, but like it's kind of rigged. With this group where it's like a girl from Sweden, a girl from South Africa,
it's a girl
Korean
group.
American. It's a girl group, but it's like K-pop style. And then they all live together and they're posting content and they're on the fucking Hybe group.
Wait, it's a reality show.
It's like a reality. It started as a reality show, but now like they actually are like touring and like selling and like doing big shows and doing.
Are they
events and shit.
popular?
I don't think so. I think I think they're starting to like catch on a little bit, but it's such a manufactured like thing that is the norm in Korea. But this is the first time doing it in America, and it's like United Colors of Benetton.
Yeah.
Like every girl's like every shade of the rainbow.
Is the music in
I've
Korean?
never heard of it.
No, the music in English.
Wait, what's the band called again?
Cat Eye with a K or Cat's Eye with a K.
I have not heard of it, which means it's probably not doing very well. If I've literally never, it's like Timothy Chalamet's personality.
Yeah, exactly.
I've never heard anything about it.
Well, okay, so we covered the book. We talked about your podcaster. What about with comedy? How come you don't post your stand-up on social media? I feel like that's such a thing now with comedians doing like crowd work.
I haven't
on
done
TikTok.
stand-up in years.
Oh,
like
really?
Traditional stand-up, I think. I mean, sometimes every once in a while I'll do like a little set, but I usually just do these weird like audience participation things and like crowd work and riffing. And a lot of times it's like doesn't really make sense.
What
Really? I
about
feel
like
like- I
if you
feel like
own
all-
a heckler
Yeah.
and you could go viral?
Also, I don't tape my sets. I just feel like they're just like
I was gonna say, I feel like
There you go.
all the comedy I see on TikTok is just crowd work because they don't want to like give away their set. It's like, well, if you
Oh,
enjoyed
that-
this,
is
come
that
see
why?
me.
Is that
Come
why?
see me at the comedy
That's
club
smart.
in Rattleboro or whatever.
I guess I should start taping my sets.
Maybe.
I mean, they're just like I don't enjoy stand up, so I feel like
So do you consider yourself a
hate it.
comedian then, or like how do you
I
define
guess
yourself
I'm a-
professionally?
I don't know. I don't know what
I have to write a
would say
description about the
comedian.
show later, so I would
I
love
would say
to know.
comedian, but I like what I do isn't stand up. It's
Right.
a lot of like, it's a lot of just like, I get people from the audience to do weird games on stage,
Okay.
and that's
Squid
like,
Games.
yeah, it's like
Like
a lot
game
of
show
them.
host.
Yeah, it's like a game show, and it's audience participation. And I started doing that probably 2021, and the shows got really popular with my former podcast host Brian. And they got really, really popular. They would sell out like within a day. And then we did a bunch of them, and then we stopped. But then afterward, I was kind of like, I had so much fun doing that. And I enjoyed it so much more. So I just sort of took that concept and I do that on stage now.
Nice.
Yeah.
Do you, whether it's like for like your comedy work or for the book or just like your vlogging or just like posting your life, do you read the hate? Maybe on Goodreads?
Oh, no, I don't really.
You
I
purposely don't. You
I don't
purposely
even
like
look
block
at
it
the
out.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Has there ever been a comment that stuck with you? Because we all remember the bad ones. You don't remember the good ones.
Ooh, I mean, actually, recently, I don't think that there's been a lot of bad ones, but there was this one guy that kept commenting the same thing over and over, and he was like, "Your ex-husband left you for a white woman."
Ooh.
He just kept
damn.
saying that. It's like, no wonder your ex-husband left you for a
Damn.
white woman. And first of all, okay, I initiated the divorce. I'm gonna just say-
Yeah, let's be clear.
For a
let's
white
be
man.
real. Yeah, for a white man. I'm just kidding.
For a white woman.
No, yeah, I left him for a white woman. And not that matters, but and then also his girlfriend is like, she's like Asian like me. And I was like, she's not
He's got a
white.
type.
Jokes on that guy then.
And I was just like, this is, why did you like come
Who
up
is this
with
guy?
it?
Who is
I
this
don't
fucking
know.
bozo?
He keeps making fake more accounts into
Really?
the same comment.
He's obsessed with you.
He's obsessed with this idea that my Korean ex-husband left me for a white woman.
You should engage with him and try to get him to assassinate another healthcare CEO.
I know, right? I'd be like, you know what would really impress me?
Yeah.
Elon Musk.
This is a parody podcast.
I'm just kidding.
You'd be his Jodie Foster.
If you shook his hand.
Yeah. Violently.
But it doesn't bother. I think the one day it occurred to me that like all these like weird comments, also none of the mean comments ever get me in my actual insecurities. And I'm not sure why. So it's not that hard, you know, like people always say stuff like that to me that doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me that I'm divorced. Even if my ex left me for a white woman, would not really bother me. Also it didn't happen, so why would it? But like nobody has ever hit me in the actual places that hurt, which is so weird.
Would you like to lay those out for potential haters?
Yeah. Like the only thing that I get is like, oh, you're a dumbass with pink hair. I'm like, why would that hurt my feet? I've dyed my hair pink.
And I think Lawrence was asking you to lay out
myself.
the insecurities that people could.
Yeah.
Oh, like if you said, if you said something like, you're not funny, and like no one's ever said like you're not funny.
Well, because you're funny.
They can't deny the truth.
But if they like wanted to hurt my feelings, they'd be like, you're not funny, and like you try hard, and your writing is bad, and your jokes are cliche. Like that would fucking hurt me because like that's what I pride myself on. And you're stupid, like something like that, right?
Would it drive you to work harder and be funnier?
Yeah, no, it would hurt my feelings.
Okay.
Don't say that.
don't say that.
Those are the things that would really fuck me up. Like if somebody says to a comedian like you're not fucking funny and you're a tryhard, like that is embarrassing, bro. That's cringe. Like if someone said it was cringe, ooh.
Well,
You better watch
But
it.
no one said. And sometimes I look at my videos, I'm like, I'm fucking cringe.
but you had to be cringe to post online.
Yeah.
You're cringe, but you are free.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What about like the mom kind of content you do with your kid? Is that a thing that people like start like they judge how you are like as a mother? Does that happen?
I get the single mom comment a lot, which also doesn't hurt my feelings.
As if that's some like negative
I
thing.
joke about like I'm at peace with this, like you're hitting me where you think it would hurt, and it's not. It's things that hurt
It's
me.
not landing, bro.
Like some fucking 23-year-old college dude is telling me that I'm a single mom, and I'm like old, and I'm like,
At least I had sex, dude.
Yeah, he's like, he like Googled it, like women, what hurts women's feelings? And I'm like, it's not me.
You asked the
I
question
don't
on
care.
Quora.
I'm at peace with that. Like,
That's step one to writing a manifesto.
Yeah.
and then but yeah, I get those comments a lot. Like, you're a single mom and no one wants to like fuck you. I'm like,
You wish.
Yeah.
but
Body
like
count
it's like
up.
I'm like, well, tell all your
About to be a
friends.
single mother of 4. I got it like that. Pumping them
And
out.
it's just like, yeah, like things like generic things that
Yeah.
people look up and assume that women
Right.
are sensitive about, which I'm like not sensitive about those things,
You think they're actually Googling what hurts women's feelings?
Well, it's like those, like, I think I'm assuming like those Reddit fucking threads, like young dudes, like the single moms are disgusting.
Yeah.
And it's like,
They're on
some-
the kill Tony comments.
yeah, like some old guy told them that. And like, well, we only want 19-year-old girls. And it's like, that's that's the brain of some other old man. Like that's not
Their
like,
cool uncle.
That's
Yeah, yeah.
generational loser trauma.
Honestly. Yeah.
I'm just like,
You guys need to
dude.
break that, dude.
Yeah.
And also they're like, oh, well, nobody wants you. And it's just like, that's not my experience.
You're like, bitch, scoreboard.
Yeah, it's just like,
533,000 TikTok followers. Can't be wrong.
Yeah.
yeah. And it's just, and then it just like, I think it occurred to me that all those like negative comments are basically, it's like somebody's projection.
Of
And
course.
so it's like, it has nothing to do with me. So I'm just like,
What about let's get positive. Has there been any positive comments or feedback that really felt special, particularly around the book?
I think going on tour was very positive, and it was like very moving to see everybody because they had such a positive reaction to it. And I think, especially going on tour to, I think a lot of Asian people, when we live in cities that have large Asian populations, we forget that a lot of people don't. And so a lot of times, their big cultural interaction is through social media or entertainment or media. And
Sure.
so,
Like Boston? What are you talking about?
I haven't been to Boston yet, but but
Also,
you know,
they have an Asian mayor, or had an Asian mayor? Woman.
oh
shout out
yeah,
Boston.
yeah.
So progressive.
What are the cities that suck to be Asian in?
Portland, Oregon.
Not Asians though, no?
Well,
A lot of whites.
there were some, but then it's just weird there. It's
Yeah.
definitely like a weird vibe.
The Nike cult.
It's it's like a fascist. It's like a liberal fascist. They're either like KKK or like just,
Right.
you know, it's not.
Say your
chill.
pronouns, motherfucker.
Yeah, like that vibe, and it's like,
Yeah.
okay, relax.
Militantly woke.
Militantly woke. Yeah, it's like, but like I was hearing people, you know, being like, oh, this is great. I don't know that much about culture. A lot of Korean adoptees, I think that was really moving.
In Portland.
Well, everywhere.
Okay,
Like, I
okay,
think
yeah.
a lot of Korean adoptees are interested in my work.
I was going to say, I feel like when you're growing up, the only white people in Korea must have been like white parents coming over to adopt some kids, no?
Baby
no,
snatchers.
they don't come over.
Oh.
They get them sent.
just ship it
They're
first
too
class.
Like, ew, they're too scared to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to go there. The
2-day
food's
shipping.
weird.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the only white people were the military people when I was
that's
a kid.
right.
Yeah.
Hoorah.
It was horrible.
But I mean, okay, on the social media front, like you are very transparent on your social media about like all aspects of your life. Is there anything you've ever regretted posting?
I think I posted one thing that my son did once, and I showed him because it got a lot of positive responses, and he was like, "Oh, I didn't want you to post that."
That was just for us, Mom, not for
Yeah.
everyone else.
I was like, but it was your first poopy in the toilet.
And it was just like something that he did in school, like a drawing, and I thought it was cute. And I felt really bad, and then I was like, "Oh, do you want me to delete it?" And he's like, "No." And then he said something really cute. He was like,
it's like non-viral.
that
Leave
people
it.
like it. I would leave it up. They like it.
Wow.
Does your kid have swag?
What does swag mean again? It's like
does he have drip?
his dad dresses him exclusively.
Okay.
So
His
I
dad
don't-
is kind of a fashion
he's
boy.
into fashion. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not like,
Big Balenci guy.
yeah. And so it's really funny because I will be like, oh, he's like out of shorts. So I'll buy him like 10 pack of elastic shorts from like Amazon or something. And his dad will just like as soon as he gets to his house, we'll just take him off.
Right.
And like put it on other shorts. And so I just
Not in
stopped.
my
I just
house.
stopped. Yeah, I just stopped. I'm like, never mind.
He only wears Vetmonts in my
Seriously.
during my week with him.
Yeah.
What about, you also post a lot about dating and your sex life on socials. Has that ever come back to bite you in the ass where like you're on a date and some guy's like, why do you like am I gonna get posted
Yeah.
about or something?
Like,
Like,
become content.
Weirdly, no.
Yeah?
Weirdly, no one's brought it up. But I did feel like there was like a period where stuff got too dark, where I like kind of shut it down a little bit because I was like, I don't want people that are potentially people that I'm gonna date seeing this, you know, because
Right.
it's like a little too. This is like 6 months into a relationship conversation. Like you shouldn't be able to
Right.
see this on my fucking Instagram. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like, so I know it looks like I'm oversharing, but I've been
You're actually
I have-
holding back.
Yeah, I'm holding back a lot.
You're
Okay.
you're undersharing. Do you ever post in a way where, because like, you know, the general thinking is like Instagram is the best dating app. Do you ever post to like fucking lure men in?
Do I? Maybe I like drop some vague hints.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I think when I was like dating a lot, I had this rule that I remember I set this rule for myself, like back when I was like really dating like around a lot and doing a lot of like dating content. Cause there was like a period where I tweeted about dating a lot. I had this rule where I would only like tweet about it 3 months after it happened or something.
Smart. So no one knows
no
if it was
one
them or
could
not.
Yeah.
yeah. No one could like trace it back
Yeah.
to people. So
They're like fucking Charlie Pepe trying to connect the dots.
yeah. And like if I
Was it
like
me?
thought of a funny thing, I would put in my drafts and like wait 3 months. I think.
Set an alarm on your phone, a reminder.
Schedule the
yeah.
tweet.
Because
Yeah.
also I also think that it would feel weird for somebody to something will happen and then the next day they see it.
It's like an invasion
that's
of privacy,
embarrassing.
right? I mean, like,
Yeah.
straight up. Yeah.
Give it 3 months. Again, comedy equals tragedy plus time.
Exactly.
There it is. And that
Yeah.
time is 3 months on
Exactly.
the dot.
What do you think has grosser men, the book publishing world or the food and restaurant world?
Grosser men?
Yeah.
Oh, fucking publishing. Oh, like by a mile.
Really?
Disgusting. They're disgusting.
Like we're talking about their actions or like their looks and
They're fucking creeps. Okay, this is not that, I mean, I have a lot of friends in the fucking arts, obviously, but like the creepiest men, fucking artists, art adjacent, publishing, literary.
Is it because these are all losers that didn't get any pussy in
Yeah,
high school? Now they're like, oh, I have some
Fucks
clout.
with
Let
them.
me.
Yeah,
let me, like,
especially in
swing
New
my
York
dick
City.
around.
Ugh. Worse.
Okay, so it's
They're trying to
art,
make up for lost
so
time.
it's art and
Yeah.
artists, then it's books and publishing.
And that anything adjacent to that, like magazine, like
sure.
editor, fucking barf. No, thank you. Chefs and cooks are amazing. They're all
Really?
always the best. Yeah, they're not like, maybe they're like fuck boys and they like forgot to text you because they're
right.
like, they all have ADHD, but they're like genuine. They're like
Pure of heart.
yeah, they're like blue collar. Like blue collar guys are fucking cool. Fashion is up in the yucky.
Okay.
Fashion,
Yeah, they're on the
art.
yucky end of this
Ugh.
matrix.
Musicians kind of in the weird space in the middle because they're like shitty in both ways. Like they're shitty
Right.
like the artsy guys,
Yeah.
but then they're shitty like the chefs because they're those like, I forgot. Like I have a
The
drug
worst
problem.
the worst of both worlds.
Yeah, worst of both worlds. But then they can skew either way.
Okay.
What about like finance bros?
They're totally fine.
Okay.
No, I'm not gonna date any of them.
Right.
I'll sleep with them. But they're like, finance bros are like, this is my thing. I like honesty and authenticity. Like that's my thing. And finance guys are just like, they're fucking honest about how shitty they are.
Right.
They will never fucking bullshit. They're bullshitting
That's
to some
admirable
other.
in this day. The bar is that low.
No, they're
is
bullshitting
admirable.
to their main girlfriend, some blonde,
Oh.
like 25-year-old like yoga teacher,
Right.
but not me.
Right.
Like we're here to fucking party, bro.
Yeah.
Right.
Skater
Madison is getting the lies.
Yeah, I'm not the one that they're lying to. I'm the single,
You are the lie.
I'm the single mom that we fuck once a month. Like
Yeah. You are the lie.
yeah.
Skater boys?
Kind of. I think they are also like musicians, and they can go either way.
Skateboarding is like jazz,
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
like they can either be really authentic and like
If a guy doesn't have a bed frame that doesn't bother you,
no.
okay. Skater boys.
Yeah.
What about comedy guys?
Oh.
Also, I don't know. I would say really fucked up. No, I would say no. Really shitty.
Really?
Yeah, but then it's like, is that? I get self-conscious because I'm like, am I shitty in the same exact way?
Well, comedy guys, it's all mommy issues, right?
You can't love until you love yourself. And
Maybe I've never heard that. Is that a thing?
I think what I said or what he said.
What you said?
I think so. I don't know. I just kind of just made it up.
Comedy guys have mommy issues. Is that
Yeah.
a thing?
I think a lot of guys do. So there's probably some overlap with
Yeah.
any profession,
Yeah, I don't.
It
I
is
don't think
Freudian.
I've dated enough comedians to have a solid like idea.
What is there like what's the number one tip of advice you give to young women who maybe they just moved to New York City and they are trying to start dating around here?
Like, I don't know, because you know what? I'm not looking for. I think the problem is I'm not looking for whatever young women are looking for. Like, if you're looking to like have a serious boyfriend and get married and have kids, like I don't know how. That sounds like that sucks.
Don't ask
That's
me.
the last
Don't do
thing.
it. Don't do it.
Ew, yeah, it's like just something I'm not
We'll have the
interested
kid.
in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, I
Right?
have a kid? Have a
Like
kid?
have the kid.
If you want to have a kid, yeah, but like if you're looking for that like heteronormative,
Right.
really, I don't even know why anybody would want that. So I'm like, I don't know how to get that.
Right. You're the wrong
No.
person to ask.
Yeah, I'm the wrong person to ask.
Have you ever
Do
been
people want that? I don't know. Do they really want that? Do you
Like
think?
in New York City or anywhere.
any like in
I
I think
New
it's
York
going
City?
down. I think it's going down.
Yeah.
There's just a luxury building
Yeah.
that opened up in Brooklyn that's like only double income, no kids couples need apply.
I saw that. That's
Yeah.
weird.
And then it was like, because our amenities include DJ happy hours by the pool. And it's like, wait, are we the problem?
Well, yikes.
We fucking suck.
Yeah.
We have a Peloton room. Have you ever benefited from the general fetishization of Asian women?
Yes, probably.
Like leverage it, you know?
Yeah, like there are probably times where I was vaping in an airplane bathroom, and I was like, "What?"
Ooh, woo.
Yeah, like I was like, no.
Yeah.
Like probably in ways that I'm like not even aware of.
Right.
Obviously, I have, and I mean, I guess because it's like, I always like have like a billion matches on dating apps. I don't know.
All
And I'm
Jewish
fucking
guys.
old as shit.
A lot of Jewish guys.
A lot of Jewish guys.
Yeah.
A lot of everybody.
Nice Jewish boys who
Unfortunately.
love their mommies.
Yes. Is that a thing? I don't know. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got one right
Okay.
here. But he's married. He's taken. Sorry.
Yeah.
I
I'm living
was
at
not,
the.
was not
I
interested.
have a
No
I have a
offense.
Peloton DJ margarita happy hour that we got to wrap it up. I got to get to my
Are
new
you-
building.
Okay.
Are you like done with dating and just like focusing on like work and family, or have you been on any like? We just want to know, have you been on any like terrible first dates recently?
I was on this weird date the other day. I basically people always ask like, oh, like I think one of my friends was like, "Are you poly?" And I was like, "No, I'm just single. I just like date. Like
Yeah.
I just see people and I don't like think of having a relationship. I'm not discussing any boundaries with anybody." you know?
Right.
I went on this date and I guess I should be more forthright and being like, I'm not dating to be in a relationship. But I went on this date with this dude and it was very like, we would text each other like twice a month. Like obviously neither of us were like in it. And he randomly sent me this like long paragraph, like, "Hey, I just want you to know, I don't want to like break your heart, but I'm like seeing another person and we're like gonna like become monogamous and I should tell you." And I was like, "That's cool, bro. Thanks."
Thumbs up reaction.
Yeah.
I was like,
Just react that.
"Oh yeah, thanks for being honest. Thank you." Like, and then he was like, "Well, like, but if you want to like have a sit down conversation," and I was like, "Hey," and so finally he like sent me like he was like crashing out, and so I was like, he sent me like 5 paragraphs.
Oh no,
And
dude.
so finally I was like, "Hey, I'm sorry. Like, I should just be honest. Like, I
If you died, my life wouldn't change at all.
I was like, I don't know how to say, like, I whatever. I was like, I was actually just looking to hook up. I was just looking to have sex. And then he sends me like 100 more paragraphs. And then he was like, well, like maybe we can do that one last time. And then we would have to pull the plug on anything romantic. And I was like, that's creepy. I was like, wait, so
So you're in love, but you want one more.
yeah, I was like, wait, so you have basically you're telling me you have a girlfriend now, but you want to like get it in one, and I was like, ew.
Damn.
So then I literally was like, dude, that's kind of gross.
Yeah.
He played himself
How
very
are-
hard.
How are
Yeah.
his eye bags?
Not there. if they were present,
Yeah.
I
Maybe
would have been like,
consider-
yeah, okay, maybe
consider.
one last.
Yeah,
smash.
sure, why not?
Why not?
One for the road. Is there
I'm a
anything
dirtbag.
a guy will like wear to a date or show up in that's like an instant turn off, a red flag?
Oh God, so many things.
Oh, really?
So many things, right? Like shoes. That hat, that's like a news cap hat. What's that called? Do you
Like the
remember?
Peaky Blinders, the newsboy
yeah,
cap.
Yeah, the newsboy cap. I think I went on a
read
date,
all
like,
about it. One of those.
I think I went on a date like 2 weeks ago where he was wearing one, but he had taken it off before he like
Oh, thank
I
you.
sat down.
Oh,
And
no.
then as I said goodnight and we like kissed, he was like, "Good night." And then he walked off and then he put it on and I was like, no.
goes kiss, he just flips it around.
It's really bad.
like wiping my lips.
Oh no, disgusting. Yeah, that's a not
That's
a
a bad
great
one.
one.
That's
Yeah.
a bad one. Where does he fall in the matrix? Was he a finance guy?
No. He
Art
was
guy.
I want to be vague. He was a good one, I'll say.
Okay, he was a good one. All right.
Okay.
Except
Got
from but I'm never going to talk to him again.
I feel like there are so few good ones. Well, being now out of the food world, is there anything about being in the food world that you really miss?
I like the camaraderie between the working people, like just because it does feel like a really shitty job, and I think anyone who's been in like that kind of like service industry job or like where it's like really fucked up, but all of you go through it together, and so
Yeah.
you like really bond with your coworkers,
Yeah.
and
Trauma bonding, literally.
yeah, literally, and it's like it just feels like I don't know. All my friends from the restaurant days are still my close friends, and I feel like
That's great.
very bonded to them.
Is there anything you're so happy you'll never have to deal with ever again?
And I work
In
in
the food world.
restaurants
In the
right
food world.
now.
Oh, you do?
I serve tables, yeah.
Okay. So you're still in the food world. You're still
Yeah.
very much in
In
it.
the trenches.
Yeah.
But I don't do it enough where it's like bothering me.
Okay, good.
I only do it.
Is that on purpose? Like I need to like only kind of dabble a little bit to like do what I got to do?
well, it's not on purpose because it's like I do need more shifts, but like I can't because I have my son. So
Right.
it's like But I think this is the good amount.
Yeah. What's the brokest you've ever been?
Constant. I feel like I dip into broke pockets all the time. But
Well, you only
It's your
free-
cruising altitude is being broke.
it's just like, yeah, like I have a little money and then I like don't know what to do with it and then I'm broke. And
Where does
then
it
I'm
go?
like,
What do you end up spending your hard-earned money on?
I just feel like living in New York City. Right?
Cost
Just
of
like,
living.
Rent,
yeah, just
kid
like
shit.
when I'm like broke, I'm like, what? Oh, you know what? I went nuts on something. And then I look at my bank account. I'm like, oh, I bought groceries,
Yeah.
a $10 skirt on Amazon. Like, I don't know.
I read this on
$10
Reddit,
short-
but I think it's a
$10
single
shorts
mom
like
thing.
Rent.
Yeah.
You know?
Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the richest you've ever been?
I think when I was married and then my ex-husband was going, like he was like kind of blowing up a little bit as a chef. Like we had a little bit of money for a little bit of time. And then also I think when I got the book deal initially, I got that amount of money, but
That
it's like the
advance.
richest I've been personally. And that felt really good. Just being like, oh, I'm an adult. I made money. Yeah.
And then it all evaporated
Yep.
in 10 days. Just
Then broke.
living in New York.
I'm broke
Whoopsie.
again.
Yeah.
How much money do you make, Youngmi?
Oh my God. What? How much money do I make?
Yeah.
Do people answer this?
No.
Mm-mm.
No one ever
But we do.
does.
But we do ask.
We have to ask it now. It's
Um,
just fucking tradition at this point.
I'll say this. What should I say that's interesting? Because I feel like everyone's like, oh, I feel like there's like this Gen Z thing where people are like, you have to be like open about how much money you make now.
Salary transparency.
Well, the
is
one
important.
person who was transparent around it, he's like, I'm a black man who works in television on like production, and I want people to know so that they can like know their value. He's
Yeah.
like, because I know that I know that I'm making what I'm worth, and so I want people to know that this is what they should value themselves at.
I'll
That's the one time that someone answered it. Everyone else is like, oh, not enough, too much, mainly not enough.
I will say this. I make money to the point where I can buy food and pay rent. And that's like it.
That's a lot.
Yeah. I mean, that's like, in these times, that's enough.
Tell me.
Hashtag blessed. You know.
Hashtag blessed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As a Renaissance woman, that does jobs across multiple industries and across multiple mediums, what's the worst job you've ever had in your life?
The worst job I've ever had in my life was probably, God, I don't know. I don't think it was, I mean, I've done sex work.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which
that
was,
terrible?
yeah, it was horrible.
Mm.
But it was very short lived. And I think the worst part about it was because I had to act like I was having fun. Like it's
Oh.
actual.
So you're acting.
It's like being
Yeah.
a guest on a podcast.
Yeah, I was
honestly.
like,
Yeah.
like that was that sucked. And that's
Yeah.
like a big part of being a server.
Mm.
Like the actual work of being a restaurant server, obviously not that hard. I'm taking orders and carrying food around, but like pretending that you like the customer. Fuck
Never heard that
shit.
one. Never heard that
Fuck
joke.
Yeah. Is it somebody's birthday? All work is
Just
sex
like-
work.
Do you like food? No, I hated it. Here's my empty plate.
Mm.
Yeah.
But then also now, like, I think the stand-up thing that's helped because now that I'm working in restaurants again, I just realized that I don't have to be nice. Like people actually like it when you're kind of a bitch in a funny way.
Mhm.
Like people love that. Like they
Do you ever work
love
out
being-
material while you're serving?
No.
No, like kind of like, I don't know. Like,
Should I?
Yeah.
Who's this
Oh.
dumb fat Karen bitch?
Just say
You want another entree?
I guarantee you'll get the biggest tip of the night from them.
Yeah, that'll work.
right? Should I start
Because people are
negging
like, oh my God, she hates me.
Yeah.
She hates me. I was acting like an asshole. Let me over tip.
Right? Right?
Take it from two fucking chauvinists.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try
Weaponize that wokeness like Portland, dude, and just
Exactly.
fucking extort
fucking
these
try to-
Leverage
motherfuckers.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
every time like kind of mean in a jokey way, they fucking love that shit.
Yeah.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's a universal language. People
I'm
love it.
saying.
Yeah.
Write that one down. All right. Well, as a fellow podcaster,
Yeah.
as a fellow biracial person, as a fellow New Yorker, we'd love to know, do you have any constructive criticism you'd like to give us?
Well, I don't know. Stop spending so much money on your podcast.
Are we spending
Well,
money on
that's
our
what you
podcast?
said. That's what you said your accountant said.
Oh. Wow. Good memory.
Actually, yeah.
I
She
remember.
was
I
not wrong.
listen when you talk.
It wasn't even
Yeah.
necessarily the podcast is just on everything.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I record in my bedroom. I have zero costs.
Damn. Well, you had guests, right? Would they come to your bedroom?
No, they just Zoom.
See,
Yeah,
we do it in person, and then we were in my apartment for literally 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I'm tired of scrubbing people's skid marks off my toilet.
Ew.
And like the crew members that they bring. So instead, we're going to rent an office and they can take a shit over there.
Yeah.
Right.
And we also like talking to people in person.
Yeah.
You know, if you give us the option, we're going to take that every time over a Zoom conversation.
No, it's obviously way better. I don't know. I don't have any criticism.
Okay.
Do you want criticism? I'll think of something.
Just like constructive criticism.
Constructive criticism. Maybe if one time I went to a podcast recording and they gave me a giant like literal like big gulp size cup of ice and white wine. There was probably like 2 bottles of white wine in there.
Okay.
That was really nice.
So
And
you want to
you're
be
like,
pride
you're a
with
little,
alcohol.
you're a little loose with the tongue.
Yeah. Then I was like, maybe it was too much wine. Maybe just like a little.
So we
Maybe
should-
one bottle of wine.
Yeah, one bottle.
So we
Just
should
one bottle.
get our guest shit faced and the content will be better.
No, they'll have more fun, but the content will probably be way worse.
Oh, okay, got it.
Yeah.
it.
But I would have
Well,
enjoyed that.
There used to be a looser alcohol policy with guests, especially. And we were like, we got to fucking tone it back because people are getting fucked up and like,
I
it's
would've
just like
gotten-
bad.
I would have taken it
That
too
was a
far.
me
Yeah.
problem for sure. I was definitely
No. I'm talking about the guest and the host,
Oh, I want to hear all about it.
co-host.
co-host. The book is out now.
Yes.
I'm laughing. Where is it? Fuck. I'm laughing because I'm crying. Out now. I can attest it is truly cannot put it down. Cannot wait to dive head first even further into it. I think I finished 2 chapters since last night.
Ooh.
Limited time. You know, I was busy all
I
day.
had to write the interview, you know.
Yeah. But unfortunately, it got sent to the office, and I was like, fuck, I wish it got sent to my crib so I could have read it over the weekend.
Mm.
But the book is out now. Where can the kids follow you? Is there anything you would like to plug?
You can follow me on social media at YM Mayer and Youngmi Mayer on TikTok. I guess I want to plug the book, but I also have an audiobook, and I always recommend that because I have ADHD and I don't read. I like listen to audiobooks,
Mhm.
and I actually read the audiobook, so I'm like really happy with it. And also, I feel like my writing is kind of like, you know, like I said, it's like very influenced my stand up. So it's
Yeah.
like I wrote it kind of like to say out loud. So I think it reads really well if you're struggling to read like I am.
How non-ableist of you.
Yeah, the
How-
audiobook is funny.
How long did that take, that process?
Oh, I think it's like I think for all audiobooks, I'm assuming they just give you a week and they just like,
Get it done.
yeah, they rent out you have to go to the office and just like record for like 8 hours a day.
Did you like voices and shit, or you just like kind of read it straight through?
They wanted me to do voices, but I'm not a big voice person. Like, what are you writing? What are you
No,
laughing about? Oh,
We're taking notes on your own
taking
show.
notes on
I
how to
see.
promote this.
Relax.
no, because he was laughing at your screen.
I was not laughing at his screen. I was laughing
No,
at the fact that you
I
said you don't do
wasn't
voices and you did voices the whole pod.
Oh, was I?
You were definitely doing some voices and they were funny.
You did a Japanese accent
Oh, right.
early
what-
on. I forgive you.
Well,
Maybe
now it
I
sounds like I'm
choked
being
during
racist.
Now we're even.
Maybe I choked during the reading because I got nervous, but I was like, I don't want to do this voice.
It was fine.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Youngmi, thank you again for coming onto the only podcast that matters.
We appreciate your time.
Chef, take us out.